So recently I ran into some problems with my alternator, AC/DC, high voltage. But in my case it was low voltage. As I'm driving, the battery light comes on, and you can see my mileage here. Definitely hard to read the label. It's 2003, so that's 14 years old. Alternator stock, 110 amps. The new one I got's 120. This is with the car running, 11.07. There's already a great video out there showing you the best, easiest way to do this, which is to remove a couple suspension components. However, if you're looking for an alternative way to do it, or if you can't remove your suspension components for some reason, then there is another option. It's option 2. You see, I already had to do my timing belt, so it's a perfect opportunity. If you got to do your timing belt, then it's a perfect time to change your alternator as well, because you have all the additional room once you take out this tensioner. I did remove the crankshaft pulley to get off the lower timing belt cover and the tensioner, but I just put it back on here for the shot to show you that even with the crankshaft pulley in place and all the suspension components attached, there's more than enough room to get the alternator out. In fact, there's more room this way so you can reach the bolts and get them off. Here's the new alternator installed. Not this bolt, but the one above it is really tough to get back on. So using this method will give you the additional room to help line that last bolt up and get it in. If you're doing your timing belt anyways, then it's just a perfect time to put in a new alternator. The one I got's a rebuild. The best way to get a great deal on an alternator is to take your old one off and bring it in. I originally asked the guy for a 200 amp alternator, and he looked at me like, "What are you running in that car?" And I told him I had a refrigerator. I don't, but that's what I told him, and he says, "No, the best I can do is 120 amps, and if I wanted a 200 amp alternator, then I'd have to go elsewhere." So taking off your suspension components is probably the best, easiest, fastest way to do it. But if you can't remove your suspension components, they're stuck, or for whatever reason you don't want to, then alternatively you can do it this way.